This is where it begins for Evil Geniuses versus the mousesports right here in Odense. We are in the quarterfinals and we are ready to kick this one off in a big way with Henry G and Machine.
Thank you so much, Trace. Yes, an honor to be able to bring you the action and break it down live. EG mousesports. What a clash. And so interesting that it doesn't quite add up. EG coming in as favorites in many's eyes, and yet mousesports undefeated by the North Americans.
It's absolutely true, Alex. Here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. Quarterfinals, EG versus mousesports. Let's get some noise going. Let's get some energy as mousesports make their way in towards the pod dog here. It's going to be our fast approach towards outside. And here comes the split. The smokes are down and the bomb site is open.
That's a way in. Not a single body drop, though. EG capable of the retake. Still utility on Tarek. Bomb in. Stan and Breezy will be arriving from Pop Dog. Chris already having somewhat of a duel with Surg, but the bomb's down. He's battling Ivy. This clock, it will rot fast. They're going for the totem drop, and they have been wrecked. Easy for Woxic to deal with. Chris J still keeping Surg busy. They're running out of time here, Hank.
That was a lovely approach there from EG. I've never seen it on a CT side to drop down like that, but it is going to be a 5-on-3 now. You're seeing lots of damage being inflicted towards the North Americans here. Just poor old Ethan remains. It's absolutely perfect there from mousesports. The outside execution, 2 smokes either side of the bomb site there. 2 going down the pop dog, finding all the frags required. It was a nice reaction from EG there. Like I said, we haven't seen this before on a CT side. It was a nice idea, but
they even staggered the boost.
Just swats them away, no problem whatsoever. And we are going to calm down a little bit, Alex. It's going to be a little technical timeout here, but what a way to kick things off. mousesports on their T side here on train, their pick, and they managed to get a clean sweep in the pistol. Will we see the force buy in the second? You can bring out 3 scouts if you want to with a couple of CZs there, but chance to think about this now as we'll calm down and work out what the technical issue is.
Yeah, they're going to be just figuring that one out. But especially on train, is it safe to assume that it's much more enticing for the CTs to just ride that second round out and come in with a bit more of a capable round? I mean, yes, CZ's a couple of spots, but this is a long-range map, and we're seeing AKs already coming into that second.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Could be better off just taking the full eco at this point. Maybe bring out some rifles in the next round. We'll see which way they're inclined. They currently have $2,000 per player. Didn't find a single frag there. Had it come down to a 1v1 and actually got some extra money from those frags coming through, they might have a few more options. But generally speaking, it ain't looking too good for EG in this second round. You're absolutely right. The rifles are coming through. We're seeing plenty of Galils purchased at this event. That's exactly what Carrigan has brought to the table. As we get 2 Galils, 1 AK-47, frozen with the MAC-10, and round 2 coming through. It is going to be the force buy, can confirm that. Tarek brings out the CZ. There's the scouts I mentioned before, a very powerful weapon on train, but it's difficult to operate with. You're mainly just going for the tags there, trying to soften things up for the pistol players. That's going to be Tarek, Stanislaw, and Breezy, so watch out for those guys. Here we go, round number 2, mousesports. Surely going to slow things down here. Nothing too fast-paced required. Boxing to make his way towards the Ivy position, Chris J. Let's be listening out for sound cues towards main entrance. And in terms of the setup, 3 players towards outside for EG, 2 towards inner. Stan with the Deagle, joined by Cirque, a very powerful sniper player. He holds towards inside upper ramp.
There is no weapon, I think, that is more attributed to the skill set of Cirque than the scout. For now, Ethan's the one being tested, and that is so fast. A quick, precise catch. Brings Woxic down. You talk about that chip damage, and the longer this round goes, the more freedom those scouts find. Well, it's going to make this round all the more difficult for Mouse. They definitely come in with favor, and you can see that this passive, you said, is going to be slow. Exactly that. Now the smoke start to rain in, though. Is this just trying to draw out what little utility EG have? A single smoke for Ethan.
Yeah, I think you might be right there. Just throw a few smoke grenades out there. Bait the utility up on the CD side. They currently have 1 smoke remaining, 1 flashbang. They have no diffuse kits here, but they have had 1 valuable tag. That's Voxic down to just 29 points of health. It's Ethan looking towards main entrance round. Time ticking away, 45 seconds. Molotov down towards Pop Dog, just trying to get rid of any close-range players there with the CZs, as we'll see the first interaction now. Christian does get tagged, and there's a follow-up. Tarek keeps it to a 4-on-4.
Keeping it competitive, EG. 30 seconds will start getting some sweaty palms on the mousesports squad, especially as this smoke fades. It's a time, just narrow margins. Doesn't catch the glimpse just yet. Frozen responsible for it. Robs and Frozen, though, finally find their jewels, and just like that, the round is theirs. Bomb will go down, and now just given the impossible task of Trying to make a little bit of extra impact.
It really is quite impossible at this point. The bomb has been planted. 4 versus 1. Decent effort there from EG to do some tags, but unfortunately, a slow, methodical approach there from the international lineup of mousesports, managing to pincer towards a bomb site there. Main entrance, Pop Dog, and of course the Ivy position. Well timed, managing to trade out frags, smokes down, and the bomb planted. Once that bomb gets planted this sort of round, it's pretty much done, especially if it's going to be an equal situation there. But it will be Frozen, finding most of the frags. He gets 2 to his name. Chris J and Robs bringing up the rear, and Sir just to hold on to the scout here. It means a full eco going forward, Alex. As we go 2-0, a scout for the next round, but you can be a little bit looser going forward now of your mousesports. They don't have to be as slow or as careful.
It is so interesting, isn't it, that that is the way Counter-Strike has gone, is, you know, the victories come from the least mistakes. That's always been the case, but the mistakes can be forced because of these additional weapons and these powerful second round buys. Look at that from Frozen. He didn't just get one there. Stan looking for the trade and just got met by a single bullet. Precise and Frozen, undoubtedly a win condition for mousesports in this series.
Yeah, absolutely. If he comes online, he looks like an absolute world-class player. He's so talented, but sometimes can be a little bit MIA at times, especially in the big games here. So looking for him to step up, but so far so good. That's a very impactful frags and got them to this 2-0 position. Like we said, should be a foregone conclusion. The mousesports pick this one up against USPs here. A couple of HGs, 1 scout save in the previous round, but they're not going to be forcing the issue just yet. Just going to be getting key control of positions like Pop Dog. That's Rops confirming that area is clear as they work their way towards Ivy. Smoke towards the left-hand side, Molotov towards Sunny, and we'll see now them just going through and dissecting the map.
Yeah, very procedural, just going through all of their predetermined. Oh, that's a push. That's a spanner in the works, and that's a frag for EG. They weren't expecting a second. Unfortunately for mousesports, they do manage to get a grip back on the round. It looked, just for a moment, looked like EG had a shot at least causing a bit of a problem. And it continues, actually. Woxic got tagged down to 3. And that's all they'll be able to tell their friends about for round 3.
There was a moment there.
A little moment.
That flashbang caught them with their pants down towards Ivy, but only had the USPs, couldn't really punish upon it. 1 kill found, not a huge deal for mousesports to deal with it in the end. It's going to be 3-0, but this is where the game really begins now. Circling out their AWP, but not a single helmet spotted on the CT side. It means those Galils, they're as strong as AKs right now, a bit of faster rate of fire as well, as we get into the first gun round now. Voxic has got his AWP as well. So many good plays from him this year. I'm hoping both snipers turn up and we get what we expect.
Oh, you got to get a glimpse and won't quite connect the first bullet. Still alive though, down to 56 thanks to the initial utility to keep him at bay. Working wonderfully. Chris J will show presence in Pop and then evaporate.
Yeah, you'd expect maybe mousesports with this sort of rounds, the fact they've got the residual weapons like the Galils, they might go for a set piece straight away or a rush just to catch them off guard, knowing they won't have absolutely everything they need. But it will be a default for now with a bomb hovering on the T steps. We have got 2 players towards Ivy. That's going to be Frozen and Carrigan as Robs. You'll find him towards inner pretty much every single round on the T side, and of course on the defense as well. Likes to work that upper ramp. He's very good at finding openings with that AK-47 and taking down even snipers, as Carrigan will continue the progress towards Ivy here, similar to what we saw in the round previous. And Incendiary fails, gives him an opening here.
Going to be kept at bay. Similar from the round before, but this time they got rifles. 2 for EG, as it does look like it will be an inner finish. 2 members of EG holding fast, and no issues for Cirque on the first. Chris J's gone, and chances dwindling for mousesports in the 4th. First chance for EG to get a taste. No issues so far. Bombs on the back of Woxic. They will slow this right down. Just hope that they can catch someone off with, well, a maneuver just like this, a boost. Doesn't often pay dividends.
No, it doesn't, but when it works out, it does look very good. At this stage, just trying to keep EG honest. Any kills they can find would at least limit cash going forward, but so far so good. That deadly flashbang towards Ivy seems to be very effective indeed. mousesports are trying to bring some sort of fake towards that outside position. At that point, they had 3 players ready to go towards inside, but if both players go down, no bomb spotted, everyone's going to rotate towards inner, and so especially ready to deal with it. Only 1 player could commit. Now Rops and Voxic, with 5 seconds remaining, just going to hold on to their weapons. They've got the AWP, the AK, still have $6,000 residual cash on Rops. He'll get no extra for this round, but he's held on to the weapon, so that's absolutely fine. EG can't really justify a big manhunt right now, considering that was their first gun round. Want to keep it as clean as they possibly can, as now we get into round number 5. It's going to be 3-1 overall. AK-47 found for Breezy.
Now, something the Des touched on, but it's worth reiterating as we venture into this first map and get our toes just dipping into train. We will reiterate that EG have not got the strongest of trains, at least since they joined the EG organization. NRG, they were taking scalps, you know, triple overtimes versus Astralis, but yet to beat a top 10 team on this map since August.
That's a very good point. mousesports specialists on this one. It's their pick. They've got players that are very suited to the map. Voxy with the AWP, Robs towards inner. And we'll see Frozen and Chris J once again probing towards the Ivy position, but Breezy looks like he's got the perfect position, but he looks away for a split second. That's Chris J cracking things open. The Q to make their way out, make their presence known as Carrigan. He'll get the second frag here. Just a absolute masterclass on the timings as Ethan will pull one back. He's still alive towards outside, but Chris J's coming in behind them. He gets the sniper, but Ethan still battling.
He's so low though, should be finished off eventually. Yeah, Frozen from the backtracks. Stan thrown into a 1 versus 3. Carrigan staring at him, he has to be really clean on this first, and he is. Doesn't lose a single point of health. What's the play now? He's gonna try and suggest he's going back up the ladder. Nothing's gonna work out for him. Woxic handles it with ease. mousesports bite straight back. I love the protocols of the first 2 rounds. They get a smoke, a Molotov. Every time they're committing to Ivy, there's a lot of utility. This time, it's a leisurely and very silent stroll.
And it was so unfortunate there for Breeze. The fact he had the AK position there, it was ready. The crosshair looked perfect. He looked away for a split second, and of course, if you do that in CSGO, that's the moment they come swinging around, and he couldn't recover. Down he went. That was a cue for everyone to fully commit towards outside. Chris J managing to make his way from main entrance as well and make things very difficult indeed. Now, indeed, they did actually have a full clean sweep in the previous round, but it's 4-1 at this point. They're going to take a tactical timeout. They're averaging about $4,000 per player, so they will limp into the round. And they had $5,000 on Ethan. He'll be able to drop the AWP for Cirque. For Mas, for Tarek, it really is far from ideal. Utility taking a bit of a hit with Ethan just with a decoy there. It's something better than absolutely nothing, I suppose. Might be able to yield him a frag with a bit of a bait move. We'll see whether they can win this one. If they lose this round, it'll be 5-1 with another eco on the cards there, and it could spiral out of control. mousesports. They are looking very good right now.
I mean, this is the T side of Train. Admittedly, weapons have shifted the odds in favor of the attack, universally here in Counter-Strike, but still, the CT side often favored. And building up such a lovely bank of rounds so early into this one. They've converted their pistol. If they break them here, gosh, mousesports, they're going to have such a lovely cushion coming into their defense.
Yeah, you're absolutely right there. And they know the money's low at this point. It's likely they're going to buy. But you want to be baiting out grenades here. You want to have a nice slow default at the start. You want to show presence and hopefully not give anyone away at this stage. They have to use smokes. If you start flashing towards Ivy again, that's where they've been really focusing their efforts, mousesports. You can really take all the grenades out of their hands, then go for the final commitment. As we see mousesports once again holding up, but this time not really focusing towards the Ivy position. Only one player there, that's going to be Frozen, as Robs investigates the pop dog room. No one towards inside, suggests it will be an outside play eventually. 55 seconds remaining still.
Smokes are going to start to arrive. Will it be the double pump? Doesn't look like Chris is going to go off this. Now towards 5, does have that vision obscured. A couple of bullets into the smoke, but nothing going to be connecting too much. And now Frozen continuing his advance. This has always been somewhat of a duel. It's Breezy and Frozen. The flash, it's always catching Frozen, but this time he finds solace in the corner. Breezy knows he's coming, deals with it. First blood drawn 3G. They needed that. But advantage, it's short-lived. Chris J into the site. Carrigan's already on the bomb, and Cirque, he takes the bomb out of the grasp of the in-game leader. Tarek from heaven does find another as he descends. He gets it. Wow. 10 points of health, but that's a huge frag all onto Ropsten. 1 versus 4. His teammates have got some low, and that one is a freebie. Ethan puts his head into the crosshairs. Now looking for the 1 versus 3. 2 tagged, it's a possibility. Tarek is still up heaven. I wonder if he's aware of it. With 9 seconds, he still has to get that bomb down. No chance. Well handled. And EG, they weather the storm and will take some nice weapon upgrades into the next.
It was looking very dicey for a second there for EG, but that Ivy position, once again, it was Frozen. He had an opportunity there. He comes out with the spray coming in from Breeze. He thought he could actually take him down there, but well recovered and very well held from Cirque there towards the connector. It was Tarek with the lesser of the rifles there. The FAMAS up in heaven has to drop down, take some damage for it, but a clinical shot towards the Ivy area will yield the round. It's going to be 4-2. I think they've broken the back of mousesports at this point as well. We are going to have a partial bye into round number 7 here. They're 4-2 up, they can afford to do so. So just a little bit with some deagles and a great shot from Voxic. That's towards the connector. Tarek boosted up, taken down with a flashbang from Chris J as well. It's going to be a probe towards the side alley position here as Breezy, he'll actually be taken down. Carrigan's waiting with the P250. That's 2 quick frags now, and they've still got 1 minute 25 on the clock. Can they recover the weaponry and really punish this moment?
There's a little bit of Kevlar, smattering of it on 2 members of Mouse, and Cirque will take Carrigan out of his venture to pick up that weapon. So 1 rifle will not be retrieved, the other deep in towards connector, so neither will benefit mousesports at this juncture. For now, though, Stan, ooh, that Molotov arrives just in the nick of time. Woxic will be setting sights towards the heaven, but he's not acknowledging Stan, jumping for info. Lovely play from him, doing so safely, and now he can take the fight.
Yeah, that was actually really well played, especially against the scout up there as well. He scoped in, he had no idea that Stanislaw actually spotted him. He can take an educated guess, he went up a helmet, so swings out, takes him down and brings it back to a 3-on-3. Crisis averted, at least for now. 45 seconds remaining, and they've got no grenades on the T side. They've got a Scout, a Deagle, and a Glock. Chris J with Kevlar, interesting enough, for just that weapon. He's going to go upgrade his pistol, I'd imagine, towards this Ivy position. If he grabbed the FAMAS, that would be fantastic. Actually, the M4. 30 seconds now, looking for a rotation. If Chris J can get one kill here, his teammates might be able to capitalize upon it.
This is a real chance. Look how much ground he's covering. Ethan, a complete gap, and it's exploited. Now they start to flood into the site. Chris J, he can keep them under lock and key now. Cirque, he's going to have to be paranoid. He knows Chris is around the corner. Bomb can go down. Frozen will be the one to make that happen. Cirque and Stan, kits, weapon advantage, but now mousesports, they can dig their heels in, and Chris J, he's not done. Another player added to his tally. Just Stan though. And mousesports with 2 Kevlar vests, a couple of pistols. They got it all at the jumble sale, but it pays off.
Oh, that's so ridiculous. The scout pick at the start. You expect that from Voxic, but then the P250 kill from Carrigan as well. It was a nice reaction from EG there, knowing they'd lost a bit of control towards outside, trying to regain that by pushing with the flashbang as well, but it wasn't quite effective enough. Carrigan, close range, the flash goes behind him, and at that point he picks up the first and second kill, and at that stage, Chris J, he had to pull things right back there, Alex. He somehow, some way, got the M4, wiggled through, got to the bomb site, and causes absolute chaos there. Recovers the AWP as well. That's a massive round for mousesports to pick up.
Okay, hindsight 2020, I acknowledge that. But does that round ever go mousesports' way if they bothered to clear out Ivy and throw that M4 out of the map?
If they gave away the M4, they actually made sure they recovered it. I don't think so. Because remember, he had a Glock.
Yeah, he had Glock armor, you're right.
So he would have maybe got a P250.
He's not killing Ethan on bomb train with a Glock.
Yeah, you're absolutely right there. So yeah, that's an interesting thought, and maybe a little bit of a blunder there from EG. They're going to be bringing in just the M4 from the previous round. We've got USPs, P250s. Difficult to make this one work, but the flashbang set up towards Ivy once again. Ethan pulling the pin, trying to set up Stanislaw here. Stan's got the M4. Flashbang goes through. He's going to have to commit off this, but the T's are being very passive indeed. He'll find nothing at all, drops the smoke, and that was pretty much all they had in the tank. No frag found, and they'll have to fall back.
Chris J's just going to go for a walk out. A good spot from Ethan. That's just with the USP. Phenomenal catch. It felt like he had a rifle. More bullets connecting. Carrigan down to 66. EG looking to give mousesports a taste of their own medicine just a little bit. One rifle. It's a similar circumstance eventually for Chris J. Stands on it now. And they have stacked up on this bomb train nicely. They're not going to make these fights easy. Good Molotov. That'll force Cirque to reposition. But Carrigan, he wasn't expecting that. And Ethan, too, with the pistol. Breezy's got a P250. One bullet would do significant damage, but he's been eliminated. Rops deals with that. There's so much time on the clock. mousesports can just chill, hit the brakes, and it does look like that's what Rops is planning to do.
Well, this is up the Frozen now, and he gets the double kill, just what they needed. Takes the lead back, and you can see Rob's aware of the potential flank coming through. Stanislaw still fighting tooth and nail here with the M4A4 on the bomb side. 1 versus 1 now. Voxic knows exactly where Tarek was, but he's actually fallen back. Decides to reposition towards Pop Dog once again. Bomb to be planted here. 30 HP and a USP in hand. Doesn't look good for him.
There should be no way. He's on the P250. The information has been conveyed, and up to heaven he goes.
Yeah, it looks too good here for Voxic. How can he possibly flush him out? He knows he won't have a kid at this point. Sure, Tarek has the AK, but how did he make the peek the bomb? Because he's not going to swing out with just a touch of it. He's going to wait at least 5 seconds before he peeks.
So this is it. Start the clock. He's counting in his head. Voxic is counting. Doesn't choose to acknowledge it because Tarek's making plenty of steps.
Just toying with him here.
Yeah, that's the round one. Just like that, no need. A stationary Voxic brings home the 6th for mousesports.
Yeah, it's one of the most difficult bomb sites to retake, especially in a clutch scenario like that. He knows you haven't got a kit. You've barely got anything to operate with. Finding an AK-47 was something, but the first 2 frags coming in for EG wasn't quite enough there. Couldn't carry on with the momentum. Needed to recover those weapons as quickly as they possibly could. They had the M4 for Stanislaw, who did what he could with a couple of frags there. This was the start from Ethan, like he said, using this USB like a rifle. Very nice. Manages to get a couple of frags here as well, but still not quite enough. We go 6-2 on the T side of train here, Alex, and surely a double orb setup will come through now. That's normally the solution when everything goes wrong.
It usually is. I mean, Breezy, he would not quite be able to do so with Kevlar, so he opts for the M4. 2 timeouts used in the first half, and in the first, 8 rounds of play. It's a good sign of the times for mousesports. It's Ragian, of course. You can see him there behind Mouse. The coach also gets that freedom courtesy of Evil Geniuses, just to probably pat them on the back and say, keep it good, keep it exactly the same.
It's looking very good, if you don't mind me saying. At this point, though, as we've always discussed throughout this tournament, when your enemy calls a tactical timeout, you know they're struggling. They're scrambling to work out how you're attacking, what you're doing. This is the point for Carrigan right now. You're changing the pace up. They've presented a very slow default game so far. I'd love them to go for a quick execution here, just to change things up. We'll see if they've got the same mentality as we get into round number 9. 3 players towards inner, so it is going to be different.
And similar pressure towards Ivy, because you saw just the round prior, EG were desperate to try and take that part of the map early. They were, flash pushing, checking.
So what I can gather from this initial setup is they'll be looking like a default at the very start. You've got Frozen alone towards Ivy, right? He'll be presenting the same sort of ideas, same flashbangs, smokes, Molotovs here, and then his teammates get ready to go inside. But you pointed out something very interesting there. Tarek has confirmed the main is clear. They know they haven't got everything covered at this point, so they're going to have to commit quickly. Smokes will have to be pulled, and Frozen looks like he's going for more of a backstab maneuver than a fake.
Yeah, despite that information that Tarek has gained, you can see that there is still hesitance to rotate another man in. It's just going to be 2 players to receive this assault, Stan and Breeze.
Well, Frozen has committed with the smoke and the Molotov. It's the same procedure, and that's the cue for them to go towards inside. Breeze, he's such a difficult position to play here. They know exactly where he is. He's stuck in the open, and Voxic will punish him for it. This is looking like a lovely round from mousesports here. Will the bomb get planted quickly? They've got a 4 versus 3 situation with Voxic as the bodyguard, making sure no CTs can rotate, but he has to plant the bomb, and there it is. The backstab from Frozen coming in eventually. Yeah. This is massive.
Voxic, he didn't have to get too nervous with that bomb on his back. He's continued to hold the lines because there's a timer on Frozen's pushing with his knife out. Tarek has his pants around his ankles, as does Cirque. Easy for Frozen. And another round secured for Mouse. You absolutely nailed it, Henry. Timeout called by your opponent. Complete change up from Mouse.
Yeah, that's perfect as well. They had the same sort of approach as well with Frozen going towards Ivy. The same utility drop. They had a couple of flashes at the start towards outside, holding them at bay. Frozen, they've been so active towards that side of the map. He just wanted to show the same sort of presence. And as soon as he did, as soon as he was spotted, that's when they go towards inside. And we saw Breeze's position there. Sure, it was good for 1 frag, but as soon as he gets 1 kill, they're going to communicate. He's in the open. He's got nowhere to fall back to, and he couldn't hold on. The smokes were too powerful there. They stifle the bomb site and the rotations by pushing down, and it's a very, very effective approach there from mousesports. They go 7-2 up. Ethan will save an M4A4, but there's not much money at all here. We're averaging about $3,000 as Vox to get in the key frag from up top, and then Frozen. We were waiting for this backstab to come through. They had no idea this was coming, as Cirque, he tried to come back. He tried to get the quick scope going, but Frozen, he's looking very, very sharp right now, enjoying his play as we get into another partial buy here. Stanislaw with the Mag 7. Things starting to look woeful on the EG side.
Yeah, I mean, this game, this clash, the fact that EG have yet to be able to best mousesports, perhaps there's a reason for it other than the gameplay. Perhaps Train's just not their cup of tea. They can't play Vertigo either. That had to be the first ban. And so the luxury mousesports get to pick Train into them. Inferno next, that's what the North Americans felt most comfortable upon. Oh, this is interesting, Mag 7, but perfectly traded. Stan's done a good start, but unfortunately for him and his squad, the rest are just getting ripped out of the server. Last chance saloon perhaps in this round, Ethan. Nope, not today. Woxic is hitting every single shot.
So what is the response here? As Chad pointed out on the desk, Train does not lend itself to aggressive plays on the CT side. The best you can really hope for is what, a main push we saw from Tarek before, but as you mentioned, the fact that he got that information, didn't really do much with it at all, it begs the question now, what's the plan going forward? They know how to get map territory, but they're not really exploiting the fact that they can actually get towards main entrance. That should have been instant rotation. As soon as Tarek gets in that spot, they should have sent extra players towards inside. It was indicative of what was to come. And here comes the double AWP setup. Chad also mentioned that Stanislaw has been AWPing towards inside throughout the last couple of months or so. So is this a solution? He is currently top fragging. He's 7-7, but you can feel things are starting to fall apart here. Losing 8-2 on the CT side of Train really is far from ideal, especially on your opponent's pick here. It's going to be Cirque to open things up, though. A quick approach from Carrigan, trying to make his way out main entrance. He's punished for that. Early 5-on-4 as Khrushchev active once again towards Ivy, trying to make his way through, but this time Breezy contains him.
Nice handling in EG. They've got the biggest advantage they've had so far this half. It comes in round 11. 2 early frags. mousesports likely going to continue to investigate. So much time on the clock. See if that aggressive EG that we've been talking about does show their head. Mismanaged aggression, that is. you can have that luxury, especially with Stan on that AWP, just to leave him solo on that ramp.
Yeah, that's exactly it. He'll either be towards lower or up. If he can get full control by himself, that means he can have 4 players towards outside, and he nails another kill here. 5 versus 2. At this point, looking to inflict damage financially if possible. Frozen, he'll be making his way towards outside. Krieg in hand at this point. Woxic with him. They've got Molotovs and flashes, so really just a contact play here, hoping to catch someone out, but it will be Breeze. Bringing it back to a 5-1.
Yeah, now Woxic, I mean, same story. One less teammate with him. Breezy was holding such a lovely passive line. Frozen just moonwalking into it. Oh, that's a freebie, but he continues to push in. It was held by Ethan. And so it will be a flawless round from Evil Geniuses. They needed that, and they need more of that. That's just the 3rd round on the board here for the defense of Train. They've won 64% of their opening duels. Now, that is an interesting stat considering the scoreline.
The rounds they're winning as well are convincing.
Yeah.
They're very clean rounds here, but as soon as they lose that opening pick, it seems like the floodgates open very, very quickly indeed, and mousesports are more than happy to oblige and take them down one by one. Need to start building some momentum here. Need the 8-7 scoreline, to be honest with you. Maybe the double AWP is the solution. Gives them a bit more control towards outside, especially if Stanislav can get comfortable. He's alone there once again. Same position towards that lower ramp. He's got a smoke down as well to give him a bit of access, but he does get flashed off. Lucky to be alive there. Rops unable to punish initially. Tarek with control of Pop Dog, and this will be the inside execution. Knowing the AWP's in there alone, they're going to try and remove vision here. We saw it before. Maybe just choosing to actually go in together with a couple of flashbangs and not telegraph their approach here. And we have got to push from the CT side. That's served towards Ivy. Here come the smokes. Final commitment now. You can see that vision. Just desperate for Breeze. Sprays through. No real damage done. And they've got full control of inside here.
Yeah, they wait for that mag to be opted for, get the fresh reload, and that's when they push. From behind, Ethan only going to get the first. A 4 versus 4 post plant. Smoke still distributed all over the site. Frozen's going to try and push up as best he can. He's a bit of a lone wolf there, but support towards the bomb site. Nade indicates Cirque's position, and a missed shot from Woxic. See if he can exploit that gap again. Freezy continuing to be the stealthy ninja he is, will catch the overextended Frozen. Cirque onto 1, Carrigan pulls one back, it had to be 2. And now Rops looking for a 1 versus 3, he's crawling, will find the first frag, but Stan's so precise, and he secures the round, I think. It's a long run. There is gonna be a kit on Stan, he's trying to find it in the smoke!
It. No, it's gone wrong! Oh, the smoke!
The smoke, he couldn't get the straight just in time. His perception just enough discombobulated. It was down to the last second, he had a shot at it.
Oh, that's gonna be a gut puncher, EG. They had 2 AWPs there. They managed to get the final frag. Rops did just enough there. And a 3 versus 1, he had to hit the player closest to the bomb at that point. He nails the headshot. It looked like the round was over, however, but the AWPs are so far back. Such a journey to make it to the C4 at that point. It looked like, okay, there's just enough time here, but unless he found the bomb straight away, there was a serious problem, and it wasn't planted on the floor. It was on the bomb site itself, and there we have it, another round for mousesports, but the snipers were saved over. Cirque looking to take matters into his own hand. Here's Alex. He's had enough. He wants to get his opening picks now. He's not letting them run any defaults as he looks towards the main entrance. Will he get the first? Flashed off, recovers though. Nice shot.
He is ravenous. This is the kind of Cirque I wanted to see today. On the quarterfinal stage, Rops is so fast though, he just accelerates. Tarek will catch 1, not just 1 though, that's the bomb. Rops a 3rd, easy for Tarek. He's taking control of this round. Woxic pulls 1 back, silences the hero of the round for EG. 1 man left.
Is there anything left to be said though? 3 versus 1. This time with no bomb planted. 9-3. Couldn't ask for much more here for mousesports. Still a minute on the clock. Recovers the bomb, and now the mind games begin. Looking for the flanks here. Will they be pushing towards Ivy? Well, Breezy certainly is, but he doesn't need to do any solo ventures, Alex. Just stay together. Make him plan. Make him commit. Yeah, give him no opportunities.
In the words of Henry G in my matchmaking games, he can't plant in connector.
That's a very good point. A very wise comment there,
What a wise owl you are.
Just make sure he can't get close to the bomb. That's all you have to do here. Woxic, all he's thinking about, where can I get a pick? Where can I find some sort of opening here? And he's going to go down. Breezy, that's all we want to see. No pushes towards despawn. You don't need information here. You just need to win the round. Guaranteed that. Make sure you have the double AWP set up going forward as well, which they have. It's going to be 2 AWPs back in the hands of Cirque and Stanislaw there. I like that approach. We talked about the lack of aggressive options on the CT side, but that's certainly one of them. Towards main entrance, that's when you can start to do some damage there. Cirque with the initial frag. They try to trade it out, but Tarek holding strong with the M4. Looking like an absolute beast there as well, managing to dodge the flashes, the flames, everything around him. 3 kills in total.
Yeah, 3 kills, but from 3 very different places, even elevations as well. The fact he drops off the second, it gives him just enough of a window to find the head of Chris J before the Dutchman could adjust. Lovely round and an important one. That's 4 rounds now accrued on their CT side. They're going to need all of this, a 9-6 half.
It would be okay at this stage.
It'd be manageable.
Yeah, if they won the pistol in the second half and can find the 3-0 conversion, they're back into it. But that's if they get the 9-6 here. It's the first tactical timeout from mousesports. This is the replay from Tarek. It was very nice indeed. That was a key frag. If Rops gets that, there wasn't much left in terms of the outside positioning to actually hold them off. So it is going to be the force buy from mousesports. CZs, MAC-10s, and a scout here. So this does look likely to be a 9-6. It's going to be a difficult round for them to pick up, but they have been exploiting that inside area, knowing that Stan is alone there with the AWP. The smokes have been very effective. He hasn't been able to do much with them once they're deployed.
But he's sitting there with a molly in his hand. He's not holding the line. He's got a suspicion that this would be the mousesports call. Flame keeps them at bay, and a nade as well. A flash in return, though, Cirque's vision's completely caught. He doesn't move a muscle. And Chris J, he moves just 1 on his finger. 1 bullet, 1 kill. Cirque gone. Stan will try and flash up, but Frozen, he's already managed to push up. There's 2 there. And with a MAC-10, he can at least keep them at bay a little longer. The Flame will force him forwards. He gets 1 before going down.
Oh, it's all going down here. It's going to be Carrigan and Voxic pushing down. Another inside execution will find mousesports. 10 rounds on the board here. It looked unlikely with the buy, but my goodness gracious me, did it deliver. Woo. The smokes once again. Denying the vision. Stanislaw, the incendiary at the start, had to fall right back and try and recover here. But this was the moment I didn't quite understand. Fully flashed off. At this range, like, you either pull the trigger and fall back or you just fall back. He stood there in the open, blind, almost offering himself up there.
Yeah, that's a strange death. I mean, I understand it sometimes, you know, when the first flash comes in, they stand their ground, they'll pull the trigger after a second. But he didn't even click, he didn't move. It sort of looked like both of his hands were off the mouse and keyboard. Good nades will chunk Tarek down to 39. Cirque will be playing aggressive in Brown Hall, so no more of that funny business. Woxic, in the meantime, has drawn first blood. Breezy, he has been such a pillar on Ivy, but he's been taken down early, and Rops, he's always getting the timing from Pop to quick succession. And just those orbs remain. They're such a powerful tool for the defense, but not in circumstances like this. Oh my Stan! He's going to go down. He gave it a shot. A quite literal shot. Hit Fryer. 11-4.
An unstoppable half there from mousesports. You can see why they picked this map. Their T side is looking absolutely fantastic. All 5 players have turned up in spades. The executions are there. The fakes are spot on. EG, they look like they're out of this map. If they win the pistol in the second half, they may stand a chance. You'll have to find out after this break.
Stay in line, be alright, better play it safe. I walk a different path, nothing can hold me back. I've passed the point of no return, something is calling me. It's in the air that I breathe. Bring me back to life again. Dancing with my fear, burning with desire. We gon' take it to the edge and come alive. Just to feel the fire. We gon' turn up in this place and come alive. Come alive.
so high they can't touch us. So top notch, none above us. We done came so far, now we up now. Had a vision, stuck to it, never back down. Never had much, now we own the whole thing. Spread it all around the world, watch it all change. Came alive, now they all see the greatness. Light shine so high they can't take it.
Dancing with my fear, burning with desire. We gon' take it to the edge and come alive. Go to hell and back just to feel the fire. We gon' turn up in this place and come alive.
Come alive.
I walk a different path, nothing can hold me back. I passed the point of no return, something is calling me. It's in the air that I breathe. Bring me back to life again. Dancing with my fear, burning with desire. We gon' take it to the edge and come alive. Go to hell and back just to feel the fire. We gon' turn up in this place and come alive.
Come alive.
We're back in business. Mousesports versus Evil Geniuses. A Dutchman, Estonia, none other than Turkey, Slovakia, and Carrigan, of course, from Denmark. They said home crowds were impossible for Mouse, but Odense has proved that wrong.
Oh, yes, you're absolutely right there. A few Carrigan fans in the house, I'm sure, and rightly so. He's led the team to an 11-4 scoreline, and it's up to EG now to win this pistol round as Frozen spots 3 towards Ivy. The bullets to the face. He's at the fall back, but it's not in time. Carrigan now. He'll get the second frag in return. He's looking to battle back here, but it's overwhelming. It's Chris J. Can he find any more? 3 versus 2. EG might have done enough here, but Rob says no. With 1 HP from the Pop Dog, it's now gone down to an equal kill. It's going to be just a 2-on-2. No kit available, both players in the same position here.
So I guess the info on the first, but still not confirmed that they're both coming from the same direction. And with 1 HP, and with 1 bullet, Rops makes it an advantage Mouse. Or is it? Because Breezy's position, we talked about this in the half before. It's so difficult to force this off. There's no kit. That's a 10-second defuse. If you're not getting the info early, what do? Do you put the low HP on it? You're probably going to want Rops to be the one punching in the defusal. Oh, not anymore. They know where he is, though. Woxic, what do you do with this information? What can you do with this information? He's looking for a line of sight. Breezy's playing it perfect. And a start for Evil Geniuses. You said they had to win the pistol, Hank. They need to do so much more.
They certainly do, but that's a very nice start there. Quick towards outside, managing to actually find the opening kills there. It was actually down to Rops on 1 HP, who kept him in the round, delivering brutal headshots there. It looked like it might have been enough, but as you mentioned, with no kit there, and the heaven position once again, it was just too much of a tall order at that point. And we are going to see the force buy in the second round, looking to close things out early if possible. It'll be 4 Desert Eagles, an MP9, and some HEs delivered towards main entrance here. I don't think anyone's going to be there to receive them. Absolutely not. So it'll be a very slow round here from EG. They've got themselves 4 rifles, an SMG for Ethan as well. So a lot of firepower here as they look to get control of Pop Dog. Molotov goes down and will be just touching Frozen a little bit there, warming him up as he holds with the Desert Eagle.
Keeping him toasty here in Odense. I saw some snow yesterday, Hank.
Did you really?
Yeah, we really are living in a winter wonderland this week.
Yeah, I should have brought a jacket, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know, you've got to show the tats, haven't you?
Yeah, well, you are right there.
Smoke towards the ramp. 4 members are going to advance on that. That's their cue. Carrigan only with a deagle to contain, but Rops's is working so well. 2.5. And finished by Chris J. Phenomenal. 1 to the belly button of Breezy. 3 members with just pistols, but they're making it work. An MP9 admittedly for Woxic, but Stan, he's got a shot at this. He has the time, he has the rifle, he has the health, and now he's got a shot on Chris J. Evaded nicely with the ladder. And from the side, it's Woxic's pistols. No, excuse me, it's an MP9 I forgot about once, I forgot about it twice. EG won't though, that's 12 now to 5. Lovely stuff from mousesports, bite straight back.
So if we look at the disparity in the approaches there, that was EG pretty much straight. It's 1 minute 15 on the clock, and they've committed through a smoke with the advantage of the rifles. I couldn't tell you why. They haven't really got any control towards Ivy or outside. They haven't baited out utility. If anything, they're running for a gray screen with the rifles out, so they gave up on the round, Alex. It was a great job from mousesports, but still, that was so unnecessary, it felt like. They're going to have to force buy in response here with a couple of smokes and flashes and deagles pretty much across the board here. Just a CZ for Ethan. Good HE at the start. Takes Cirque down to 75. But that was their chance. That was their opportunity, and they've given it up.
Yeah, they only had one shot. I'm not going to start quoting Eminem.
Well, you've done a few lyrics this week. Not all of them have landed.
I'll have to start writing them down.
5 and 5 for now. Still with the one smoke. EG give this round up. It's going to be 13-5 with a full eco on the cards going forward here. That might be a death sentence in itself.
I mean, that round before, it was almost like EG were the ones to manufacture that death sentence.
Yeah, I couldn't really explain to you why you would do that, knowing that they've got just pistols and CZ the other side. It's been a nice opening pick, though, from Cirque. This could be a round they can steal away.
It's a good start, that's for sure, but EG, they've had no shortage of opening Jules 1. In fact, you saw the percentage. It's probably still similar. Not always a correlation. Obviously, can be immediately traded. That doesn't affect the opening Jules 1.
Well, an outside play is where it'll finish up. A couple of flashes remain, but they have the advantage in terms of manpower. Tarek with the bomb on his back. Foxic can get first contact, brings it back to a 4-on-4, but here comes the final commitment here. Cirque has to find this frag here. 30 HP, managing to fend them off nicely here. The Krieg, you'd think he'd find that frag, but it's up to Carrigan now with the Galil doing significant damage. 3 versus 1 now, should be all said and done. As we go 13-5, a great opening pick from Cirque, but you really have to try and capitalize upon those opportunities. They slowed it right down. They didn't have the utility to do so. I think just going out together when they're waiting for transitioning players towards outside could have been a better call for them, but still, doesn't matter now. And like I said, pretty much your only option here is to take an eco. You got $2,000 per player with a loss bonus. So as Zeus is brought out for Tarek, they might just have to go Glocks across the board here. Can't really justify any sort of expenses whatsoever. So just $100 spent. That is it. A guaranteed round here. 14-5. Written all over the brown halls here. Towards upper ramp. We'll see Robs. As I mentioned, he'll be there on the T side, and especially the CD side. Loves these sort of duels, and can they even trade him out here? Yes, they can. That's a rifle at least.
And it's a scoped one. Could enable them to find the fight on Chris J. He'll be holding it now. They'll use that Glock to bait. Stan has the info, and oh, another head presents itself. It's all Chris J. No issues. It's a shooting gallery. He's just warming up.
Yeah, very calm from Chris J there. Barely missed a shot. Sure, it's again clocks, but he denied the plant. That's very important going forward. It denies the AWP. Cirque doesn't have the option to buy the weapon. He'll have to go down to an AK-47 as well. So yes, they got an initial trade, but Rob spots all the players there. They tried to grab that weapon, jump towards inside, but he's had nothing on the back of him. As we get into round number 20, pretty underwhelming performance so far from EG. You can see the frustration starting to set in here for Cirque. Hasn't really got going as of yet. He's on 8 kills, 14 deaths at the very bottom of the server right now.
Early bait pulls Frozen out of Pop. A Molly in response to ensure that that control's not given away, and of course theirs will last a little longer. He can return there if he needs to, and does so. Stan, what was that? He just leaps down the ramp, teammates behind him, but Rob's caught him safely. Now Ethan opens up the sight. 2 very important frags. Now the bomb can go down, and Breezy, he's just going to hold W, now tucking himself on towards that bomb. A real shot at this one from EG, and Tarek caught scarpering. Does take Carrigan down in the process. Not impossible. Improbable, though. Frozen especially, he's about to... So checking it, and now Frozen has changed his mind. An interesting turn of events. Woxic catching one with the molly might spur Frozen to start the flank, and now Cirque's paying his attention to the other side of the map. This flank could be enough. Bomb's ticking real fast, though. There's no smoke. There is a kit on both, and he spots Cirque. Now just one remains. Ethan's going to have to ignore that completely and just stop that bomb defusal. He should have done enough to win the round. It's all Ethan. He opens that, he closes that. And what Frozen's just going to try and keep hold of his rifle as he bounds away.
Explosion and a great shot from Ethan will keep him alive there as EG avoiding map point. Only one player survives, however. Money actually pretty decent on the CT side. Nice inside play. Ethan With 3 kills towards the end of that one, a very, very nice job from him. They are going to have rifles across the board, though, however, unable to bring out the AWP. And speaking of which, is a double orb setup now. Chris J just getting the dust off his sniper rifle there. Alex used to be the main sniper for so many teams over the years. He'll be the secondary for now, looking to close things out. Voxic with the primary orb. He'll be towards Ivy. Chris J makes his way towards the bomb site outside. So a bit of aggression here towards main entrance, looking for those opening picks if possible. Chris J, very capable and looking like he's in fantastic form right now as well. It's 21 kills.
4 smokes just flew over the roof. Now they have to react. They're going to lose a lot of the ground they have already covered. Down to a 3 versus 3. Ethan down to just 9, but his teammate Breezy healthy. He can do a lot of damage here. So can Ethan? No, not anymore. Frozen ensures of that. Crossing to the site is Breezy. Suck. Not going to be able to find the bullets. Robs can. Oh, and EG. They throw a full execute, but mousesports were ready.
Breezy, only option now is to go towards inside. With Robs pushing towards the pop dog area, you can pretty much guarantee that position is going to be clear. He's being very slow in his proto. Yeah, he can pick things up. He needs to just get that bomb planted here. He's got a very slim chance of winning this with just a Galil. Robs now rotating in from the Brown Horse position. He'll focus towards the lower ramp. They know it's an inside plant. Robs going towards upper. That's where he does his best work. Breezy now has no grenades whatsoever. Holding towards the lower ramp, and I just don't know how he pulls this one off. But ever there was a player capable of doing so on the EG roster, this would be it. But unable to detect the flank. It is going to be 15 rounds on the board for mousesports, Alex. Just the 6 for EG after giving that round up. They've only managed to pick up a couple of rounds after winning the pistol. Won that second round force fight came through, and it's led us to this disastrous scoreline. EG just haven't even been able to get warmed up yet.
I mean, yeah, the chances for EG to really put up some additional resistance here on our first map, they stemmed from that second round. Just the force buy from Mouse, a couple of deagles, an MP9, and running through that smoke, it really did seem like the nail in the coffin for the first map here. Inferno was EG's pick. That's where we'll be venturing next. Let's see if mousesports can make this neat and tidy. There is an advantage heavily favoring them in the weapon department.
Again, no sniper available on the T side. Agonizing for EG at this point. 2 players towards Ivy. 1 towards main entrance, couple in brown halls, very standard stuff here. They've got bare bones utility. CZ above the pop dog here. Tarek setting up a flashbang. It's going to be Voxic eating one towards Ivy. Takes some damage as well, down to 48. Still got the confidence though. Not falling back just yet. Things start to slow down. Utility deployed, stacking the incendiaries as well. It's gonna be Stannis on a lot of trouble there with just the HE coming towards him. It's still the bullets that beat it there. And now Voxic spots another couple of players towards Ivy, smokes them off, just trying to buy some time. He'll get that smoke off eventually. There it is.
Wow, twitchy. Let's get it out. Molotov's exchange, and Carrigan's on the perfect flank. Look at that aggression. He gets the same info that Tarek had in that first half, but look what he does with it.
And actually uses it, right? And actually makes sure he gets a frag from that position. It's so vital. Pushes towards main entrance, especially after taking down Stanislaw as well. You can guarantee that that position, it could be clear. As Carrigan now watches towards the T-spawn position. Oh, the smoke is beautiful.
Just as they wanted to take that fight, that's the bomb delivery. Express shipping from Tarek. Could be the first for Ethan, but he's faced with a 1v5, 40 seconds. The CTs could be absolutely anywhere, pushed up in halls, which is exactly where the first fight comes from. Chris J, he's done enough with that tag, just gonna finish it off, and so will Mouse. A spectacular start to the second quarter-final here in Odense. Mousesports, the international roster, they mixed up their roster in pursuit of trophies. Well, that's a step towards it.
You couldn't ask for much more there from mousesports. An absolute masterclass there on train. I really enjoyed their T-side especially. They carried on the momentum from winning the pistol, got a clean 3-0. Gave up the first gun round. At that point, the executions came out. The fakes were deployed. Frozen came online. Voxic looked sensational. This is not looking very good for EG whatsoever. And the problem is we move on to Inferno next as well. Hardly a bogey map. Every team plays it. And the way mousesports are performing right now, EG might be in a lot of trouble and could be going home.